Hello and welcome to this week's IG Live. Today I have a special treat for you because we are going to be catching up with our very own Deedee Cummings. As many of you already know, she is a children's book author and she's also the founder of Makeaway Media, and she's also a therapist. So she has a lot to teach us about things like having a growth mindset, how to follow your dreams, not just for us as adults, but also for the children in our lives. So we are going to be catching up with her today. For those that don't know, she's also, hello, thank you for joining us. She is also going to be doing more IG Lives. As if you've been following us for a while, you know that often we do interviews with authors or people who are making a way, and hearing their inspiring stories. But we also get to love to talk to Deedee herself. So we are going to be talking and catching up with her and finding out what is new with her and as a with Makeaway Media. And as I mentioned recently, one for just for kids, or she did a session just for kids and also for parents about unlocking a growth mindset. So watch for more of those. Hello.
Hi.
It's so nice to talk to you.
It's so nice to talk to you too. I was surprised by how excited I was when I was logging on. I forgot how much I miss you.
I know. I feel the same way. I've been looking forward to this.
Me too.
So tell us what's going on with you besides the cool new glasses, or at least I haven't seen them.
I got these glasses from Target. Can you believe this? Target is like majorly stepping up their game.
I love it.
And I love them. Everything has been going great. I'm so glad that I get to come on today and talk to everyone, because I think that we kind of forgot that I am supposed to be on regularly. We've had so many wonderful guests on to talk on the lives every week that I just kind of didn't become that important for a while. But I do think that, oh no, I didn't mean that in a bad way. I just meant like we had so many cool guests. I mean, it was just wonderful. Like it felt like their stories were more important than people hearing from me all the time. But yeah, I didn't mean that in a bad way, like I wasn't important. It was just so cool to have all of these people on. But I do think I do need to come back on, and maybe once a month, just because I think that my voice is Makeaway. And as much as I missed talking to the audience, I hope that some people have missed hearing from me and hearing all of the things that we're doing. We're doing so much at Makeaway. It's really exciting.
Yeah, definitely. I think that was a great idea to make sure that we're getting to talk to you on a regular basis. I think once a month is a great idea, at least, because like you said, there's always so much happening with Makeaway Media, and we want to make sure that everybody knows what the latest is.
Yeah. So, we're doing the Louisville Book Festival again. This will be our 4th year, which is unbelievable, but only our 2nd year in person because of the pandemic. But we've been, very busy planning that, and we have wonderful community partners. Last year, Children's Book Council was involved in Multicultural Children's Book Day, which I think now may just go by Read Your World. They were involved and donated books, and it's really not just been a local event in Louisville. It's been a national effort to highlight and promote literacy. But also at Makeaway, we have our K Club, which is really going strong. Yes. And I want to say hi to everybody who's on. I don't know if there's someone on right now that's in the K Club, but the K Club has only continued to grow, and I'm so proud of that initiative because we're sending very necessary information to parents every month that they can share with their children about how to use coping skills and address issues like anxiety, or just, something on a smaller scale, like just fitting in, but also bigger issues like bullying and character development and things like that. So the K Club is going great. Hi to everybody who's coming on. Oh, and here's somebody says that they're in the K Club. Thank you for giving that shout out. And we've been starting to hold live K Club meetings, which was requested by some of the parents. Some of the parents said, hey, this is a great idea. Why don't we get some of the kids together sometimes to talk about it? So we've held 2 K Club events. The first one, we had an actual Broadway star named Kayla Pecchioni, who happens to be my daughter, came on and talked to kids, and that went so well. We're hoping that we can get her on again, but also other people that are just, it's good for kids to see people who are doing the things that kids dream of, because then they can see that dreams really do come true. So I'm very proud of that.
Yeah, definitely. And we got to be on that first session with the Broadway star. And it was really exciting.
Yeah.
I know my daughter really enjoyed it, and not just to see, but to get it right. Like she took questions from the kids and everything. I know my daughter, like, she had a question because she likes to to kind of hear more about like what does it take to follow her dream. She's interested in maybe being a makeup artist. And so she got to talk to her about that. But I also thought one of the fun moments is that the kids even, I don't remember which movie it was, they started talking about some movie they had seen recently.
Super Mario.
Like, oh, that's what it was. Yeah, so Super Mario.
Yeah.
So not only are they getting to talk about following your dreams, but they're seeing that this Broadway star is a person just like them, and she likes these too, and so they got to interact with her on this very, this very personal, like, level that I think they normally would not think of being able to talk to someone like on her level, to really relate to her. So I remember that. I thought that was really fun.
Kay McDaniel's doing the laughing emoji, because I think that was actually her little boy that that was talking about Super Mario.
Right.
But my favorite moment of that entire K Club was when one of the young kids asked Kayla about her dream. I think the child was worried about how will they know what their dream is, and how will they go about achieving their dream. And I loved when Kayla said, you don't have to worry about that. Your dream will find you. Yeah, that was my favorite moment. Yeah.
That's great. What a great way to inspire kids. I mean, which is what Makeaway Media is all about, is about that inspiration and how you always say that, you have your dream for a reason. It was put into your heart for a reason.
Yeah, I think a lot of that comes from me because I'm a therapist, and I see so many people who have these beautiful dreams, but they give up on them because life is hard. A lot of stuff happens, and if you're not real vigilant with your time, life will just keep passing you by, and it feels like there's never enough time in the day to feed you and your soul and your dreams and your ideas and what you're here to do. And so Makeaway Media is definitely about inspiring kids, but I hope I'm inspiring entire families. And we did just recently start working more or focusing more on adults with Makeaway Mindset. So if anybody's on and you don't follow Makeaway Mindset, make sure to check that out on Instagram, Makeaway Mindset. And that's geared more towards adults following their dreams. But the whole goal is really just to inspire people to find ways to get creative with your time. We always have a little bit more time. I mean, I agree, time is tight and there's lots of stuff to do all the time. But if you don't give yourself time first, life moves fast. I mean, I can imagine being 80 years old and looking around one day like, what happened? Where did the time go? And so you've got to give yourself some of that time. You've got to find a way, make a way to carve out time and make your dreams come true. And what's really interesting about that is my own daughter, Kayla. A lot of people have made the comment to me and to her that one reason why she's been so successful in following her dreams and going after them and achieving her dreams is because she watched me do it. So if you ever feel like you're being selfish because you're taking the time to pour into yourself and you feel like that's selfish, like that's time you should be given to someone else, you have to remember that people are watching you. And if you want that for your children, the best way for you to give that to your children is for them to see you make that happen. And we don't usually cuss a lot on Makeaway Media, but I do have a post that I share where I say my daughter's kick-ass because she had a kick-ass mom. So just keep that in mind.
That's true. That's a great point because I think a lot of
Yeah.
parents feel like they're being selfish, but like you say, the kid they're watching.
Yeah.
They're watching what we do, and no matter what we say to them, if they don't see us model that behavior, they kind of don't believe it, and they also don't know what it looks like to do it. What
Right.
does that mean? Follow your dreams. What does
Right.
that look like? You know, if they don't see us doing it, then they don't really believe that it's actually something
Right.
that they should or that they can do.
Right.
And especially I'm kind of at the age where my kids are starting to get older. My oldest is 13. And so I'm starting to think about, I felt like I've spent so much of my adult life focusing on wanting to have kids and then having kids and caring for kids and raising them. And now starting to think more about, well, what happens next?
Mm-hmm.
And I think a lot of people start to feel kind of lost because, like you said, they haven't nurtured themselves
Yeah.
along the way. And then
That's right.
kids grow up, the empty nesters.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now what? And they just feel like they have no direction. So,
I agree.
like you say, you can't let yourself get lost along the
Yeah.
way.
I agree. I agree with that completely. And I just think dreams are a beautiful thing. I think that dreams are the reason why we are here. And I think that, dreams are definitely hard. They're not easy. But I think that when people give up on their dreams, that's when you begin to see people become despondent. Passion is just an important part of life, and dreams are your passion.
Did you think that's kind of related to I don't want to get into it because I'm not a therapist, as far as clinical depression and all of that. But I
Yeah.
mean, we all experience some level of
Yeah.
depression, and isn't one of the characteristics thinking you don't have anything to look
Yes.
forward, like you don't have anything to look forward to, or you
Yeah.
don't have that view of the future. Whereas if you have a dream that you're following, that really kind of
Mhm.
gives you that hope and that look towards the future.
I know what you mean about not really wanting to get into it because you're not a therapist, but
Right.
I am a therapist, and it's still,
Yeah.
hard to get into because, depression is a very complicated
Right.
situation. And so I don't want to pretend to have the answer to, you know, people not wanting to be here anymore. But I do know that there are the anchors. There are things in life that ground you and hold you down, and that give you purpose and fuel your passion. And I do know that when people feel connected to their dreams and their community and people in their lives, it would be ideal if you felt connected to your family. But some of us don't have families where, we can really rely on that connection. So if you find anchors in life, things that hold you down, and not in a bad way, but things that remind you that you're here for a reason. And that if you weren't here, people would miss you. If you weren't here, some thing that is supposed to happen on this earth wouldn't happen because you weren't here to do it. I do feel like that is an important component of making people feel a little less lost.
Right.
That's my best analysis I can give for how dreams do help depression and help anxiety, because if you know without a doubt that you're here for a reason, and you take steps to work towards that, it can fuel what you need to get through life. But I also know depression's really complicated too. So that's a good piece to have, but not the complete answer.
Right. Yeah. Like we don't want to gloss over it and try
Right.
to simplify it,
Yeah.
but definitely an important component.
Yeah. But, I was thinking about another thing during that Kayla session, the K Club.
Okay.
Well, I'm having trouble saying this. There's too many K's, I think. Kayla. Yeah. The K Club. Your daughter was on during the K Club, and she asked Kayla Pecchioni about, kind of behind the scenes about being a makeup artist and being in, design. And I just smiled so big because I remember, Leanna, one time you and I were on and we were talking about dreams and kids. And you were saying that you had asked your daughter about her dream, and her dream was to be a cat.
Yes.
And you had shown a few images where, she drew on the whiskers, and she had the ear, you know, she was dressed up like a cat. And it wasn't my time to talk during K Club, so I didn't bring this up, but it just made me smile so big because you were saying that you'd asked your daughter about her dreams, and her dream was to be a cat, and you were kind of like, well, what do you do with that?
Right.
And you remember I was telling you that sometimes kids will say like they want to be a butterfly, and you have to like figure out what it is that they're trying to tell you. Like, surely they don't want to be a butterfly. They want, maybe one day they'll be a pilot. They'll fly, you know, a plane, or they'll be an astronaut. And so I thought, there's the answer to your question.
Right.
Your daughter, maybe it wasn't necessarily that she really wanted to be a real cat, but she enjoyed the makeup part of it, and maybe she'll grow up to be a makeup artist, and maybe she'll work on Broadway, because there are plenty of positions for people in movies and in Broadway, just everywhere, for people to design costumes. And we talked about Ruthie Carter.
Right.
So it reminded me of another talk we had about dreams, about not discounting your kids' dreams, which you did not do, but for people in general, not discounting your kids' dreams, because you never know where those dreams that sound a little crazy will take them.
Yeah, I remember that very strongly, because that conversation was so helpful to me, because I think it is easy to kind of laugh at what the kids say and not take it seriously. And you helped me think it through, because what does she want to be, a cat? And one possibility is like, does she want to work with, maybe she's going to be a scientist and study animals. Maybe she's a veterinarian. But I think you're right. I mean, she does have that love of costumes and up and doing makeup. She watches makeup tutorials, and you know, so it does seem like it's going kind of in that direction. But I love how you kind of encourage people not to dismiss it, but to look a little deeper, and to what's behind it. What is really love about that? I remember very clearly.
I love that. So I'll be happy to come on maybe once a month. We'll, you know, today was just kind of a catch up, but we definitely have stuff we can talk about, things about the K Club. I would love for more people to get involved with the K Club. Please go look it up on our website. If you just go to Makeaway Media, you'll see a tab for the K Club there, where you can learn more about it. And we send free activities every single month. I mean, these guides are so great. They're like something that you might go to a store and buy, you know, in an activity book. And here we're giving them out for free every month. Plus, we often have a lot of giveaways too. So there's a lot of reasons why families would want to sign up for the K Club. So I hope to see more of you joining soon.
They are, and I can say from experience, they're really fun activities, and they're really designed to be conversation starters too. Like, sometimes we want to find out how things are going for our kids at school, or if there's something they're worried about, and these activities kind of help bring those up in a natural way. Whereas if you know, I mean, we all know how that is. You ask, how was school? Fine, good. You know, this is really helpful to kind of open those channels of communication with your kids.
Leanne, I'm so happy to see you. I've missed you.
I've missed you too. It's so good to talk to you, and I'm also excited that we're going to be doing this more often, so we get to
Me too. Thanks everyone for joining.
Thank you. Bye everybody.
Bye.